one single day for writers like this. And I promise not led by bullet points. Instead, let's try to understand how we can stop chasing our deadlines and let AI be our co-writer and let AI chase deadlines for us. Alright. With that, this is a plan for this session, agenda for this session. I would like to walk you through a bit of a product which Saidin has already given an intro about and give a doc context about it, and then let you walk through the challenges that we face, the solutions that we've come up with, and the lessons that we've learned through the process, trends and strategy, followed by a short demo of how our work process here in Contentstack would look like. So at Contentstack, we build composable digital experience, like Saidip has mentioned, and we can say that headless CMS on steroids probably. So there's a lot happening here. While in traditional CMS, we see that the back-end and front-end tools are tied up together or coupled together. They use responsive code to deliver content onto various platforms. While in headless CMS, we maintain the back-end or the content itself, and with the use of API, we deliver content into multiple platforms. So when we say headless, people usually ask, so there's no head, only the body exists. It's not like that. So when I say headless CMS, the content is taken care of by us, while the APIs deliver it to multiple platforms. So it's like multiple heads to one body. With that, when we talk about rendering content onto multiple platforms, there comes a lot of other functionalities like localization, personalization, and AI, analytics, and delivering it to a lot of platforms would also include a lot of integrations. So you can imagine documenting this humongous product. And for the docs writer, we have everything from user docs, APIs, SDKs, CLI to release notes. It's like writing, documenting for the Contentstack product itself. It's like documenting for a spaceship while the ship is flying and is being rebuilt mid-air. We have a lot of documents, and we work on a very fast-paced release cycle. And then with that, what makes documenting to the Contentstack unique is a highly technical documentation that we use, and also the modular architecture that we have. And with that also we give frequent releases, making it easy for the customers. So you can understand the challenge here that we have the volume is too much, and with the so I would put it this way: we have too much to document with too little time. With coming to the velocity, it's like releases shooting at us like arrows while we barely get to lift our shield. So with this fast-paced release cycle, we noticed that there are a lot of inconsistencies coming up with the tone, voice, and the way we write and structure. And we writers are distributed across various places, and so different writers working from different times, working in different time zones, working on the same document could bring in voice and tone inconsistencies. And with the as the docs are mostly developer-centric, we have limited scope of reusing the same content. So we realized that patchwork fixes wouldn't cut it. We have to come up with a solution for that. So we wanted to build future-proof docs that are scalable, adaptable, and the docs that would live through the next product's next evolution. Which means that we have to make our content intelligent. With the traditional workflows, we see that we use static templates, we have manual reviews, and we have different user personas, and we saw that this has been slowing down our work. And so we thought we wanted to restructure it. We wanted to give AI a shot. We started with ChatGPT. We started it small, and then we broke down the workflow that we have here, and then identified areas where we can use AI in different process steps. So with the ChatGPT, we realized that we started it small. We started documenting from the about feature docs first, and then with the CRUD operations, we started training the models as needed. And so at every step, wherever needed, we started using GPT and other AI tools. So this is a typical workflow that we have here. We start our work at a very early stage with the SDL, with the developers at the development phase, design phase of the developers in the SDLC. So we are involved when the discussions happen for the new feature. So we as writers with limited knowledge, we use Perplexity or other GPTs to brainstorm ideas, understand. Then the UX team gives us designs through Figma. We take the Figma files and use GPT here. I should mention that we don't sit and type the UI elements to the GPT, but then we give the Figma designs or screenshots to the GPT, where the GPT will extract content for us and give a better UI text for us. Of course, we writers review it to the end, at the end, and then finalize the content, but we take the help of GPT here. And also for the next step of scoping of docs, we have tons of documentation or doc articles on the website. You can check it out on contentstack.com/docs. And there we have so many documents for every feature. We cannot sit through each of these modules and pages and understand where exactly there would be an update for the upcoming feature. And so when the PRD, the product requirement document, is given to us, we give that PRD to the GPT and give it the website or docs portal link to the GPT and ask it to analyze where exactly this update would be coming up. I'll give you a walkthrough of how it happens, but to let you know, it gives or lists out all articles from the existing content where this needs an update. Not only that, it also suggests all the new docs that might have to be created. This, we've seen that it saves a lot of time for us, and we use various tools in the draft development phase, review phase, and for publishing we use our own product, Contentstack. And coming to the maintenance, we get feedback from various channels of, say, the Slack, or was this article helpful widget on our docs portal itself. And so through various channels, we get feedback either from users, developers, or marketers. And we use something called dashboards here to pull in information from all these applications and give a summary of what has to be addressed. And from there, it has become easy for us to handle things easily in a shorter time. I'll give you a demonstration towards the end. But then, what worked here are the speed, the idea generation, and the consistency boosters. Although AI is helping us, we should speak about what didn't work. With the speed of the release cycle, we've noticed that the docs or the writers started to rely more on the AI. And then we see that at some point the docs started to become soulless and more robotic. And so to cut it out, we trained our writers with smart prompting, what we call, and we also maintain an Excel sheet where all the writers can access, and whoever works on a certain part of the workflow, they copy paste that prompt, their set of prompts there, on top of which the other writers can work upon. That way we started training the models, not only training the models but also train our writers. And then we started slowly building our own internal GPTs for our docs team to automate the manual processes, repetitive processes. So with this context, we got an awareness of the potential that this AI has, and so coming to the scope of expansion, we are planning to build a terminology guide wherein we can feed that to the model, and whenever the writers are drafting, the model itself can start auto-suggesting, and that way we can build consistency with the usage of keywords and variables, the localization of the content, the AI-enabled search, and we are planning to build our own knowledge bots for the writers themselves so that they can unlock wherever they get blocked. The conversational AI chatbot and also the review cycle automation. The names themselves explain it, but for the review cycle, we are planning to have a process where we have a lot of reviewers. We do, apart from self-review, we do peer review, editorial review, and then the technical team reviews it, and also the project management team, they review. So there are a lot of steps in the review cycle. So what we want to do is create a workflow using an AI tool wherein the tool itself can start moving the docs from one step to the other, sending automated notification emails for the reviewers to notify them that they are about to cross the deadline. So that is just, we are just at the brainstorming level, and but then we want to leverage the usage of AI wherever possible. And then looking at the trends, we got to understand that the structured kind of writing has become crucial now. We need to build intelligent content. The normal content, the traditional way how we do might not be enough for how the future is going to be with the technology. And so we also have the semantic search where users just ask questions and get their answers. The content analytics, wherein we have a tool called Clarity, which analyzes the docs portal website and gives us a report. We generate a report every month, and we leaders, we have a discussion around it to see how we can improve our content, and we see where the loopholes are. And with that report, if we give to GPT again, it starts on suggesting ways to improve our content. So we noticed how the users are tracking through our web pages, and we are able to get an idea of what sort of content, how the content has to be, what should be the size of it, the usage of words, and all that. We are able to analyze, and we are in the process of improving our docs. And also the multilingual is again the localization part. The content that we write has to be easy for translations in the future. The personalization part, we write docs for various user personas like I mentioned, and so we should be able to identify the modular blocks where we can reuse content across these docs. And the need to upscale ourselves as writers, where the writers can not be just writers anymore. We need to be content architects, AI prompt engineers, and information strategists, and everything together in one package. So with that in mind, we do our strategy is this, where we build in modular and structured writing. We use AI wherever possible, but then we make sure it is human-led review. We know, after all, the empathy, humor, or the nuances of it cannot be automated yet. Yeah, so we use AI wherever possible, but then for writers to retain the quality of writing and not completely depend on AI, we make sure that we write our own content and take the help of AI anywhere where we can improve our docs, ask for suggestions and all that. The standardization is, we build our GPT like I mentioned, we have a style guide created, we feed that style guide to the AI, to the GPT, and it gives suggestions on what has to be improved. And then on the continuous improvement part, we get feedback from every user. We have that option to get the feedback. So with that, we collect information and make improvements. So going forward, we realize that we as writers can not just document on features, but also have to document as per the user intent. With that, I'll move on to the demonstration part. Just to save time, I've recorded the video, I'll go with the flow. So this is a docs flow. You can check out contentstack.com/docs anytime. We have, for all the features on the left, we have maintained a lot of documents for each feature. Now we are seeing the author content and the documents keep increasing with every new feature that comes up. We maintain our docs in our Google Drive. We call ourselves ninjas, and all the writers will have access to this. We have content maintained in different folders. Let's talk about one. I would like to walk through one doc of it. This is about entries doc. This is on the production site where you can see that this doc, it looks neat. But then we work this content on the G-doc just to maintain the versioning of it and the review cycle. We structure this content, and then this is Ninja's Review Mate, is an internal GPT that we've created. So when writers, after finishing, while writing, while drafting their own content, they can come here and ask the GPT for suggestions. So here we are not directly changing the content and giving. We are giving prompts or questions for the writers to understand how well they can improve in their writing. So this is a work-along GPT. But once the draft is ready, we give it to the Swift type doc optimizer, wherein it gives the keyword optimizations, the meta titles, and any doc updates that need to be done. It refines the content, suggests any internal links that can be, and gives it. And once all the review is done, so the review we do it on the G-doc. Once all the review comments are resolved, we send it for reviewers. So the reviewer, as a reviewer, I use this text inspector, wherein I give the content to the GPT here, and it gives an overall score out of 50. So as a KPI, we've taken as a team for the team that the minimum score should be 90 for a junior writer and 95 for senior writers. So it suggests ways of how the document is usable, and also suggests that we can ask more questions to it, and it will give us ideas on how we can improve this document. And all these GPTs are internal, and our team as writers, they've created for themselves with the prompts that they've learned to give. So with this, we get the review cycle done. But for our Contentstack, we use HTML code. So with the docs to markdown converter, we get the HTML code there. We copy the code. Earlier, we used to copy this HTML raw code, put it in editor, and then clean it up with to make it neat, or use Notepad or Visual Studio, some other editor to clean it up. But then with the GPT, we are in the process of building a GPT here, but then we get the prompts to the GPT, and it cleans up the HTML code for us. So it gives the HTML code for us. We put the raw HTML, give the raw HTML code to the GPT, and it cleans up the code for us. Say for example, for note or tip, it has a way that our style guide is given in the Contentstack product. We are the first customers for our product. Docs team use Contentstack, the product itself, and so it cleans up the HTML code and refines it, removing we give absolute path in our docs. It removes it, gives it, gives the relative path there, and gives refines it wherever needed. And then we copy this refined HTML code. I'm just showing here that we use different tags, but then here we are giving the absolute path in our docs. And then in our in the improved content, it removes all of those extra extra links and gives the relative path here. So with that, the tip, the attention, and all those have to be in certain way to put it in our Contentstack application. So we copy this code, and then this is our product where each of the doc is like an entry we call. We have the content here, but in the HTML part, we copy paste the content and publish it in our staging site. When we do that, we share that we have our own technical writing tester in our team, and she goes through and does all the QA part, and finally we also use 404 link checker to make sure that no link is broken. And once the content is ready, we do the prod push, and then the docs finally come up on the main documentation production site. And all this process has to happen simultaneously for various features, working on various teams. And this is the dashboards that I wanted to show. Here this is the dashboards.ai. Here I was trying to check for the messages where the error message is mentioned. So we are integrating with various apps here. And then this dashboards lists out all the areas where exactly this has been mentioned in our chats or Jira. And this is the clarity bot that I was mentioning about. This is a sample that I got for you. It is a heat report of one of the doc pages. It shows how the user is working on our docs page. So this page is allowed file types. This is how it looks on the production site. But then if we see the usage of the page, we see that the user is checking on the links. So these links are accessed by most of the users. And then the links that some links are used while the others are not used. And the more articles section also, not all the articles are used by all the users, but there are some clicks here and there. And with this report, we use it to improve our docs, make sure that these go well and can be used well for across users and teams. So this is how it is, and the most popular user clicks starts with red, goes up to blue. And with that we see that that we can use AI, like Deepa ma'am mentioned. AI is not here to replace us, but we can use it as a co-writer. We've noticed at an early stage, we've learned that AI is a good assistant, but a terrible boss. So we need to use it. We need to use it only when it is needed. So if there is one thing that you can take away from this session, is to use AI wherever possible to improve ourselves, build future-proof docs that would be adaptable, build intelligent content where AI can give us a helping hand to improve the docs. And that's all I have for now. Thank you so much. I would love to hear your stories and your ideas on AI.
Likraj here from Cognizant. Okay, so we have licensed version of Copilot in our company, so we can use anywhere we want, even Outlook or wherever we go. But it's kind of, I want to see like you use AI everywhere wherever it's possible. I feel like it's open to everyone, right? And everyone can use, and you are giving your Figma file to AI to judge what is the UI like the verbiage we can use so that, and how your company is allowing that, and how you handling the security issues, whatever, is it upload or not?
Yeah, this is a licensed version and it's on our own server. The content or the information that we give in here is not exposed elsewhere.
Okay.
The security has handled, and only the Docs team has this license. Mostly everybody has. We are a team of 13 and everybody has this access to use GPT.
Okay.
So the security part is managed by the team and it's not going up.
And my second question will be like, how you handle the criticism? Like, as a tech writer, even I want to use like AI tools to understand, like, replace this version and using prompt, whatever the prompt I give. And someone sees that, like I feel I normally use in a smaller laptop screen. I won't use in the bigger screen sometimes because to avoid someone to see my AI usage. So how you handle criticism? Someone will say, right, you are using AI to tune your own writing.
Yes, exactly. I think that's a universal problem that we face. They kind of belittle us, saying that we are only copy pasting everywhere and not really using our own skill here. But then we try to explain to them that we do our drafting first and then let AI enhance the docs for us. So that saves us time, effort, and we are able to deliver docs in much lesser time compared to the previous times. So I think it is in our office, especially the management, they are encouraging even everybody to use AI wherever possible, because we see that in the next 5 years this is going to drive the market. And so we are trying to equip ourselves and be in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, one second.
Wonderful presentation, Gladys. I really like the way you have implemented AI into work. But I have two questions here. One would be that regarding the standardization of your company, when I see ChatGPT, what it does is it gives content in an informal way. It's like more of talking to a friend. And how do you bring standardization to that? That's one question. And the other one is you had spoken about the review cycle. And you said you had peer review, you had end-to-end review, and you had some product management review. So if that is happening, how do you have different checklists for that, and how do you feed that to the ChatGPT, and how does your review cycle efficiently happen in the system? And this is
Yes. To answer the first question, it's about how the GPT responds differently. It hallucinates at times and gives us a lot of fluff. So, which is where we make sure that the editor or the writer reviews the docs. Although we get a lot of content on GPT, we do not take everything that it is giving. We take what is needed. So, the writer at first should be equipped with the skill of writing and also judging how the content has to be structured. And we take suggestions and ideas and also the content draft snippets here and there, but then build our content and manage the document flow there. That is, does that answer your question?
yes, it does.
Yeah. On the review cycle, we haven't implemented it yet. As of now, we use the Slack channels for reviews and also the emailing and all that. But then we want to see how that future goes for the review cycle. That's the idea where we are brainstorming at this point. But we see there's a lot of potential that we can leverage on AI and bring it in to use it more, even for our review cycle. In the previous companies that I've worked in, we've had this process of automatically sending notification, email notification, and all that. So we want to bring that system here so that we can focus more on the content and building features than worrying about the processes. So as writers, we will be more like designing architects who design the feature with the content, while AI works on how this process and the flow is moving forward.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm asking about the review checklist that you might have. So how do you feed that into the ChatGPT and ask the system?
We don't have a checklist as of now, but we do through the reviews we maintain and we've trained our writers that way, that this is required before sending for review. We have a regular upskilling sessions wherein all writers meet up, we teach each other, learn from each other and all that. So it's all verbally as of now.
Thank you.
We just have a question, just one more.
So hi, this is Kavita from TWT, and the session was quite insightful. I came across one question regarding the broken links that you mentioned. So is it going to be a manual effort, or do you have some automation in place that pulls up the broken link when you're,
As of now, we don't have any automation. We have the Chrome extension which we use, and just before sending it for tester, we will check all the SLs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Gladys, Abhishek here from IWork. I have two questions to ask you. Two challenges that I face personally while using ChatGPT and other LLMs. First thing is there is innate confirmation bias that comes within any LLM. How do you overcome that? And second thing is when a particular thread gets very long, there is a fuzzy memory that keeps happening. So do you face the same challenges, or if you have overcome it?
Sorry, I didn't get the first question.
First thing is there's a confirmation bias that comes with any LLM. Like you can gaslight ChatGPT into saying that I can earn $1 billion within 1 year, and it actually gives you the steps and all the other things. So how do you overcome that one particularly? So let's say you ask the question, I want to reach the sun. It first says that you can't reach the sun, but you keep building up prompts, and it finally says that you have to. You can reach sun in such a way that you can't be heard.
That's what I was mentioning exactly about the smart prompting. We are training ourselves to give prompts that our AI can understand, and to make it clear for it to understand what exactly we are trying to search there. So we are training our models and also ourselves for that point.
Thank you. The second one is about memory.
The memory, it hallucinates, it has a limitation on the GPT where we can give only a certain number of characters we give. So we usually maintain shorter docs. When we have longer ones, we go section by section and check for search.
Okay, that's not a problem, we have worked on completely.
So now,
So with this, I'm sorry we can't give you the question.
we connect very much.
So there are a lot of questions based on the interesting session you have, and I'm sure apart from what they are doing, documentation team, how Contentstack plays a role, because some of the weeks ago you had to explore, so I think I've already shared the links and also you can touch base on that also. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
guys.
Thank you.
It's not audible at
Hello.
So with this, we will move to the next section. So our next section is like conversational AI. Our next section is confusion to conversation, evaluating AI chatbots for documentation purposes. So people don't care how much you know, and this perfectly sets the tone for our next session. Let's now hear from two experts from Gigamon, Putra Chandrasekharan, Senior Manager with 18 plus years of experience leading cross-functional teams and a strong advocate of structured doctrine, with Kavita Rajan, she is a technical writer with 7 plus years of experience. Please welcome Putra and
Hello. Yeah.
now she can try.
Okay.
It's not right. It's not right.
Hello.
Hello.